Right now, there's something in your pocket that knows you better than your best friend, better than your therapist, probably better than you know yourself. And here's the uncomfortable bit. It's not really yours. You paid for it, sure. But who owns whom, exactly? Because if we're being honest, when was the last time you went an entire day without checking it? An entire hour? When did you last feel that phantom vibration, reached for nothing, and realized something's gone a bit wrong? This isn't about robots or sci-fi nightmares. It's simpler and worse. We've built invisible chains, link by link, notification by notification, and wrapped them around ourselves so gently that we called it convenience. Welcome to your digital life. Let's see how deep this goes, shall we? Here's a sentence that should bother you more than it does. If you're not paying for the product, you are the product. Every free app is a transaction. You're just not trading money. You're trading something infinitely more valuable. Your attention, your secrets, your inner landscape, the quiet patterns of your soul digitized and catalogued for profit. Picture your morning. Eyes open. Hand reaches for phone before your brain fully boots up. Scroll social media. Check email. Scan headlines. Feels innocent, doesn't it? Except in those 7 minutes, you've generated dozens of data points. What time you woke, which posts you lingered on, that advertisement for running shoes. You paused for 2.3 seconds. The algorithm noticed. It always notices. You think you're just checking in with the world, but the world is dissecting you, building a profile more detailed than any diary you'd ever keep, more intimate than any confession you'd make. There are companies you've never heard of that know you intimately. They know your politics, your health anxieties, your relationship status, your financial vulnerabilities. They know when you're happy, when you're spiraling, when you're most likely to buy something you don't need. They know which emotional triggers make you click, which fears keep you scrolling, which aspirations make you vulnerable to suggestion. And they sell this knowledge to insurance companies, employers, political campaigns, anyone with enough money to bid. Your digital shadow has become the most valuable commodity of our age, and you gave it away for free because the app was convenient, because everyone else was doing it. But collection is just the beginning. The real trick is what happens next. Those algorithms feeding you content, they're not neutral observers. They're not showing you the world as it is. They're designed with one sacred purpose: engagement. Keep you scrolling, keep you clicking, keep you generating more data. And here's where it gets properly strange. They don't just respond to who you are. They shape who you become. They're not mirrors reflecting you back. They're sculptors molding you into something more predictable, more profitable. Those personalized ads aren't just reflecting your desires back at you. They're creating them. The algorithm studies you, like a psychologist studies a patient, identifies your fears and aspirations and insecurities, then feeds you content engineered to exploit them. You think you're making choices, expressing genuine preferences, but you're mostly just reacting to stimuli calibrated specifically for your brain, for your particular cocktail of neuroses and dreams and vulnerabilities. And it works. Study after study confirms it changes what you buy, how you vote, how you see yourself. The algorithm knows you better than you know you. It predicts your next move before you make it. We think we're exploring freely, but we're walking through a maze where every path was designed to lead exactly where someone else profits. You're not the customer browsing the store. You're the product on the shelf, carefully packaged and endlessly marketed to yourself. Now let's talk about what this does to your actual brain, because the chains aren't just economic or political. They're neurological, they're physical, Every app on your phone was designed by teams who studied casino psychology and addiction patterns. They brought in behavioral psychologists, neuroscientists, people who understand exactly which buttons to press in your brain. They know exactly which buttons to press. It's the dopamine loop. Every like, every comment, every notification gives you a tiny hit of dopamine. Feels good, doesn't it? So you check again and again. You're building tolerance. You need more validation to feel the same buzz. So you post more, perform more, scroll more, curate yourself into something likable. The apps use variable reward schedules, the same trick that makes slot machines addictive. That notification badge creates anxiety that only checking the app can relieve. The infinite scroll promises something interesting is always just one more swipe away. Spoiler, it never arrives. But you keep scrolling anyway, don't you? This isn't accidental. This is the business model. Your attention is being strip-mined, extracted like a natural resource, refined into profit margins, and the casualties are piling up. Our ability to focus deeply is collapsing. We're losing the capacity to sit with complex ideas, to endure boredom, to think slowly and carefully. And boredom matters. Boredom is where creativity lives, where reflection happens, where you remember you're more than a content-consuming machine, more than an engagement metric with a heartbeat. Then there's the mental health collapse. Anxiety and depression have skyrocketed in perfect correlation with smartphone adoption, especially among young people who've never known a world without this. The platform's promising connection are making us lonelier. We compare our messy reality to everyone else's curated highlight reel and feel inadequate. FOMO, performance anxiety, the constant pressure to be interesting, to be enough, to be seen. We were promised community. We got isolation with a like button. We got connection without intimacy. But maybe the most dangerous chain is the one around our thinking, the algorithmic echo chamber. The filter bubble wrapping each of us in personalized reality. The algorithm isn't showing you a representative sample of information. It's showing you what it predicts you'll engage with based on your history. And what do humans engage with? Content confirming what we already believe. Content triggering outrage or fear. The algorithm doesn't care about truth. It cares about engagement. Truth is irrelevant if it doesn't make you click. So we're all living in different worlds now, consuming different facts, sorted into tribes where our biases get reinforced and amplified until opposing viewpoints become incomprehensible. The algorithm isn't reflecting our preferences, it's radicalizing them, pushing us toward extremes, because extreme emotions drive engagement. Nuance doesn't trend. Critical thinking requires encountering ideas that challenge us. But the algorithm shields us from challenge. We're comfortable, we're enraged, we're certain, and our capacity for empathy withers in the bubble. And there's one more chain worth mentioning: self-censorship. When you know you're being watched, you behave differently. Say the wrong thing online, and you might face a mob, or worse, just disappear. Shadow banned by an algorithm with no explanation, no appeal. So we learn to perform, to curate, to say what we think will be rewarded. This isn't freedom. This is a digital panopticon, where the mere possibility of surveillance is enough to control behavior. Here's the good news, and yes, there is some. None of this is inevitable. The chains are real, but not unbreakable. You're not a helpless victim of technology. You're a human being with agency, with the power to choose differently, to opt out, to reclaim your attention and your time. Breaking free starts with seeing clearly. And now you see them, don't you? The surveillance economy, the attention merchants, the algorithmic manipulation. Once you see the chains, you can begin to break them. Once you name the thing, you can fight it. Start small. Digital minimalism isn't about rejecting technology. It's about being intentional. Delete apps that waste your time without enriching your life. Turn off notifications. All of them. Every single one. Put your phone in another room when you're working, eating, connecting with actual humans. Create sacred spaces where the digital world cannot intrude. Rediscover what boredom feels like. Rediscover silence. Rediscover the simple, revolutionary act of being alone with your thoughts. Every moment you reclaim is a moment you give back to yourself. Take control of your data. Use privacy-focused browsers like Firefox or Brave. Install VPNs. Actually read privacy policies, horrifying as they are. Opt out of data collection wherever possible. Stop giving your inner life away for free. Support legislation protecting digital privacy. Your data is yours. Act like it. Treat it like it matters, because it does. Cultivate critical digital literacy. Question everything you see online. Who made this? Why? What do they want from you? What are they selling? Actively seek viewpoints challenging your own. Follow people you disagree with. Read news from across the political spectrum. Force yourself out of the filter bubble. It's uncomfortable. It should be. Growth usually is. But it's the only way to think clearly in an age of engineered tribalism. Most importantly, reconnect with physical reality. Prioritize face-to-face conversations. Leave your phone at home sometimes. Just leave it. See what happens. Take walks without podcasts filling every silence. Read physical books that don't track your eye movements. Join community groups. Volunteer. Garden. Cook. Make things with your hands. The digital world is seductive because it's frictionless, instant, endlessly novel. But it's not real. It's a simulation. Real life is messy and inconvenient and often boring, but it's also where meaning lives, where genuine connection happens, where you remember you're not a user or data point. You're a human being with depth and dignity and infinite potential. The chains of digital slavery are strong, but you're stronger. You have the power to choose attention over distraction, autonomy over algorithm, presence over performance, reality over simulation. You have the power to be free. The future isn't written in code. It's written in choices we make every single day. Small choices, mundane choices. The choice to look up from the screen. Choices that compound over time into a life that's actually yours. So choose wisely, choose intentionally, choose freedom. The unseen chains can be broken. Will you break yours?